Hey, what's up, YouTube, and welcome back to Coffee Shop Chatter. I'm Mr. Controversy. So before we get started, you already know, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If this is your first time here, if you've been here before, I ask that you just hit the subscribe button and like the videos just to get the video into the algorithm for other people to watch. And as always, comment at the end if you choose to do so. Now, so everyone know that Daniel Penny was found innocent. And there was this big hoopla about basically Black Lives Matters and then their little cronies who fall behind them, who were saying that he got off due to white privilege and all this other bull crap and it's injustice to the system. And they protested. But we're gonna watch a video that was done by Larry Elder that's going to show that there's some discrepancy amongst the black people and their what I call selective outrage.
We're talking about the contrast between the way Daniel Penny was treated following the death of a belligerent passenger on the subway in New York versus the treatment of a man named Jordan Williams who stabbed to death a belligerent passenger on a subway in New York. Here's the rest of the interview detectives gave with Daniel Penny.
Okay.
He came in from like where you're at.
Okay. Okay. So he gets on and immediately
Yes,
he
immediately.
starts yelling at, like, doors are still open at whatever stop. He gets on.
He gets, the doors closed, and then he's threw stuff at those people, and he's like, if I don't get this, and this, I'm gonna kill everyone. I'm prepared to go to jail for life and stuff.
And do you remember specifically what he was saying? Like, if I get this, this, and this, do you remember?
He said like maybe like Sprite or ginger ale or something. I mean, something along those lines.
Okay. Did he seem like he was on something? Did he
Yeah,
seem
absolutely.
intoxicated, high?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that K2 that they're smoking, pushing people in front, like these people are going crazy. So
So he seemed off his lid, basically.
a little bit, yeah.
Now explain the interaction you had with him.
So I came up, he had his back turned to me, and I just kind of got him in a hold, got him to the ground. He was still like squirming around and still, going crazy. And I turned to the guy, I'm like, hey, call the cops, because the train arrived in Broadway.
Yeah.
And then waited for you guys.
Okay.
Dan, you said it's Danny, right?
Yes, correct.
Do you mind showing me?
Sure, yeah.
You got him?
Yeah, so he was standing behind me,
Yeah.
and I kind of came like this.
Okay. Did you apply pressure, Daniel?
No, I wasn't, I just wanted to keep him from getting to people.
Did you put your hooks in?
Wrapped my leg.
So he walks out of that interview, free man. Then there are protests. Then all of a sudden, he's charged. By contrast, listen to this, number 33.
And I'm just happy that, the system turned out to work in my favor.
A chaotic chapter in the life of 20-year-old Jordan Williams from St. Albans, Queens is now over. Williams was arrested and charged with manslaughter for stabbing 36-year-old DeVictor Udrago to death on a J train in Brooklyn 2 weeks ago. From the beginning, Williams said he acted in self-defense.
Now, I can tell you where Daniel Penny went wrong, and I'm gonna tell you folks, my father, he was a correction officer on Rikers Island, New York, and one thing he always told us: if you ever get in trouble, you do not ever talk to the police without a lawyer. Never talk to the police without a lawyer. Lawyer up. Wait till if you aren't of age, make sure call your parents, get your phone call, whatever. Do not say anything. That was his first mistake. He was trying to be nice by going there, turning himself in, and saying, "Hey, this is what happened." People were saying that he was choking them. He wasn't choking. Like he said, he just had his arm around his neck, and yeah, he has hooks in, which means he had his feet into his hips, which is pretty much just stops the individual from being able to turn. That's all that does. So that's why you had the other people that was coming holding his arms down because he didn't have it to where he could actually put him to sleep. So he basically just had it just to hold it just as a controlling mechanism and not as the way that move is designed to be used.
Was scared in that situation.
A grand jury believed Williams and refused to indict him.
I'm happy that I can get on with my life the way I'd like to.
Law enforcement sources tell News 4 that on the night of the deadly stabbing, Udrago was harassing strap hangers, acting erratic, and punched Williams' girlfriend, Yasmin Ratliff.
Everyone was there. They seen that he defended me. I was defending him, and that's it.
The Brooklyn DA's office says our office conducted an impartial and thorough investigation of this tragic case, which included review of multiple videos and interviews with all available witnesses, and that evidence was fairly presented to a grand jury. Today, the charges against Jordan Williams have been dismissed.
Justice has been served.
When asked if he feels like authorities moved too quickly to arrest and charge him, this was his response.
I do feel it was a little fast, but, you know, it's behind me now, so I'm not going to dwell on it.
Williams says he's now focused on his future, restarting college and getting a job. The money raised by strangers, over $100,000 for his defense fund, will now go to his college fund.
I was scared in that situation, and I didn't think a lot of people would support me, so I'm definitely grateful for it.
Now, which one sounds quote-unquote worse? Somebody who feels threatened, who pulls a knife and kills a person who's threatening him? Or somebody who feels threatened and uses a chokehold and puts him on the ground with the assistance of at least 2 other people? Suppose Daniel Penny had whipped out a knife and stabbed Jordan Neely. Then what? Neither person should have been charged. This case should never have been brought against Daniel Penny. The only reason it was brought is because the person who died is black, and people protested. The person who died at the hands of Jordan Williams was black. Nobody gave a rip. That's the difference. Disgusting. We're talking about the contract.
Same thing I said. Like I said, I have one of my childhood friends I grew up with in New York. We was talking about it, and I said the exact thing that Larry Elder said. If replaced, Daniel Penny, and I would have done what he did, would they still have the same outrage? The answer is no. They're only mad and have this, like I said, selective outrage because Daniel Penny is white. And they have this, I don't know, some kind of, if it's a problem with their brains that they think like all white people is out to get them or all white people is evil, whatever. I grew up in New York. I've seen plenty of people like that. Pretty much how both those individuals were harassing people on the train. And what my parents, my mom, whatever, they was like, hey, move over here. Or we would get up and we go to a different car. So those are people always been around. But the only reason Daniel Penny was charged was because of the protests. You had Black Lives Matter come out. You had always, and the thing about now this is the funny part. Jordan Williams, the knife he actually had for New York was actually considered illegal. It was an illegal weapon. My other thing is, if the guy was a threat, why not just use your hands? Why did you have to pull out a knife? And a lot of states, some states they look as you exceeded the amount of force that was needed to stop the threat. He didn't have to use a knife to stop him. He could have used his hands. He could have fought him, punched him, whatever. I'm pretty sure somebody would have helped him, but he used a knife, an illegal knife, and he was in charge. Is it because it was black on black? No. Because there's plenty of guys in states, New York, whatever, who have deleted someone using a gun or whatever, and they say, oh, it's self-defense, and people find out, was it really self-defense? But to use a knife, was it really self-defense? Did you really have to use that knife? I'm not saying he should have been charged, because neither one of them should have been charged. Once you heard his story, what happened? Okay, yeah, you was protecting your girlfriend. He physically hit her. You was protecting other people on the train, and I'm talking about Daniel Penny, because this guy was making threats of what he was about to do to people. And I don't care if I go to jail. I don't care if I die. So someone like that, that's pretty much, they telling you they're ready to crash out. And he crashed out. So I just like to know, hey, well, I just want to know what everyone thinks, as far as, the Daniel Penny and then the Jordan Williams, of the difference of how they were handled. One automatically, no charges dropped, other one had to go through a whole trial. And they had 2 charges put on them. That was pretty much going to take some time away from them. Years, I think it was like 25 years. So, hey, like I said, get down in the comment box. If you made this far, just go ahead and subscribe. And hey, this Mr. Controversy, and I'm out of here.